Isolation created a dark and brooding atmosphere that just sucked you right in, and honestly, that became perhaps the biggest contributing factor behind its success. And now, Creative Assembly, the same studio that brought us Alien Isolation 1, is hard at work bringing us the game's long-awaited sequel, Alien Isolation 2, and I'm stoked as hell about it. From the reveal trailer, previews, and early gameplay impressions, it's clear to me and many others that this new game is going to be insane. It looks like it'll have the survival horror DNA of the first game, but with many updates, a larger sense of space, enhanced gameplay, and a wider array of tactics. This time, you might not just be hiding inside tight corridors, you might be forced to survive in the open on the storm-ravaged surface of LV-921, the new world where the game is set, confirmed for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, as well as the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm here to talk about everything you need to know about Alien Isolation 2, including some story details, timeline clues, gameplay expectations, and burning questions about Amanda Ripley, the protagonist from the original game. So, without further ado, let's make like a facehugger and get right into it. How did the first game set the stage? The thing about Alien Isolation is that anyone who's played it even once is bound to remember it like it was yesterday, because that's how profound the whole horror experience of it is. I mean, the game simply sets up shop in your memories because of its intensity, and you just can't forget sliding through the corridors of Sevastopol Station with your heart pounding as that biomechanical minion of death crept up behind you. The first game was set in 2137, which is 15 years after the original Alien movie. In it, Amanda Ripley began a desperate search for her missing mother, Ellen Ripley, after learning that the flight recorder from the USCSS Nostromo had been recovered and taken to Sevastopol Station. The tense horror, the claustrophobia, the constant fear of a xenomorph lurking somewhere in the dark, it all became a genre-defining survival horror experience. In the first game, Amanda travels to Sevastopol aboard the Torrens along with Christopher Samuels, who is eventually revealed to be an android, and Nina Taylor, a Weyland-Yutani employee. Amanda does find the flight recorder she had come looking for, but the answers aren't comforting. The recorder's data has been deleted. Sevastopol has fallen into chaos, and the alien is already loose on the station. From there, the game becomes a survival nightmare. Amanda deals with hostile humans, working Joe androids, company secrets, and the xenomorph itself. Eventually, Sevastopol is destroyed, but Amanda still doesn't get to escape cleanly. In the final moments, she reaches the Torrens only to find that an alien has made it aboard. She ejects the creature into space and is left floating alone before a searchlight finds her drifting in the void. That ending was powerful because it gave us survival but not full closure. Amanda was alive, but we don't know who found her, where she was going next, or what the cost of everything she learned would be. Plus, it was kind of a neat homage to the original ending of the first movie. Amanda's story would continue in other Alien material, particularly comics like Alien Resistance and Aliens Rescue, where Amanda appears alongside Zula Hendricks. But if you focus only on the game itself, Alien Isolation ended on a major cliffhanger. Amanda survived, but she was left alone in space, found by an unknown vessel or rescue light. That open ending meant fans were itching for a sequel to pick up the thread, and years later, Creative Assembly finally answered the call. In October 2024, on the original game's 10th anniversary, the studio confirmed that a sequel was in early development. Then, at Summer Game Fest 2026, Alien Isolation 2 finally stepped into the spotlight with its official reveal trailer and early preview coverage. Suddenly, our worst nightmare was back in the waiting. The new setting: Kurosaki Station on LV-921. Based on the revealed material and preview coverage so far, the game seems to primarily take place on LV-921, a storm-ravaged colony world with a location called Kurosaki Station. The world shown in the previews is far removed from the purely enclosed terror of Sevastopol. This time, there are exterior environments, rain, lighting, strange alien terrain, and a sense that the horror isn't limited to vents and corridors any longer. Kurosaki Station appears to be a Weyland-Yutani-linked industrial or research location with a mix of interior spaces and exposed exterior areas. In the trailer and early gameplay descriptions, you can see both the exposed planet surface and the industrial insides of the outpost, and that's the biggest difference between the two games. See, If Sevastopol, the first game's station, was all enclosed corridors and flickering panels, Isolation 2 seems ready to let you explore the world outside of man-made ships and structures. It will allow you to be out there in the open amidst the rain, lightning, and raging storm, probably with a xenomorph somewhere nearby. And the craziest aspect of the whole game is that, just like the first Alien Isolation, this is not expected to be a power fantasy where you simply kill the creature and move on. The alien is still the thing you survive, avoid, outthink, and escape. Creative Assembly has made it clear that the original 1979 Alien film remains the creative North Star. Al Hope has also spoken about the importance of authenticity, and that says a lot. This isn't suddenly becoming a loud action shooter. It's still alien survival horror, it's just expanding the spaces where that horror can happen. The weather will likely be part of the horror too. Rain, low visibility, slippery terrain, darkness, exterior routes, and sudden exposure can all make the player feel vulnerable in different ways. In the first game, a corridor felt dangerous because there was nowhere to run. In the sequel, the open air may feel dangerous because there are too many ways the alien can reach you. There are already fan theories connecting parts of the new wreckage or structures to Sevastopol Station, including speculation that some wrecked material could be tied to the first game. But for now, that should be treated carefully as fan theory, not confirmed story. However, something that is confirmed through developer comments is that the sequel takes place just months after the original game, which means the trauma of Sevastopol is still fresh in the timeline. Oh, and by the way, did you know fans called the first game's alien Stompy? Yup, that was his nickname, and now everyone is wondering whether this new alien is a fresh nightmare, the same nightmare, or something even worse. The new story. Survey Team versus the Alien. Although not everything has been confirmed about the story, we do have certain clues to help us. Based on preview material, the sequel appears to follow a new protagonist named Blake, and Sega has made it clear that this new playable lead is not Amanda Ripley. That alone is a big shift because Amanda was the emotional anchor of the original game. From what's been shown and described, Blake appears to be part of a team that arrives at or investigates the new location on LV-921. Names like Cole and Otto have also appeared in early preview coverage, suggesting that Blake isn't alone when the nightmare begins. Of course, this being Alien, that comfort probably isn't going to last long. The basic setup seems to be that a team reaches a dangerous Weyland-Yutani-linked location and discovers something that should never have been disturbed. The xenomorph then becomes the central threat, leaving the protagonists trapped, hunted, and forced to survive. That's classic Alien, and honestly, that's exactly what fans want from a true Isolation sequel. That said, the question remains, who is Blake really? Right now, we should be careful about speculation. Some previews describe Blake as the new protagonist, while details about their role, background, and connection to Weyland-Yutani are still being held back. We shouldn't treat every leaked or preview detail as locked canon just yet, but it's safe to say that Blake is currently being positioned as the new lead, with Amanda's direct role still unclear. Amanda Ripley herself may still matter to the story, even if she's not the playable lead. The original game's ending was too important to ignore completely. It's possible that Amanda still plays a part through recordings, logs, a prologue, a later cameo, or perhaps some larger narrative connection. I'm still hoping she's going to be a playable character for at least one part of the game, but until Creative Assembly confirms it, we shouldn't claim that she's a major playable character or that the game is directly about rescuing her. But enough about the heroes. What do we have on the villains? Well, obviously, the xenomorph is the primary threat in this game. Creative Assembly's whole challenge is making the alien terrifying again, even for players who already learned the rules of the first game. The original creature was dangerous because it felt unpredictable. It stalked, listened, adapted, and punished careless movement. The sequel now has to make that work in both indoor and outdoor spaces. The new xenomorph also appears to be visually rooted in the classic 1979 Alien design, with that familiar biomechanical shape and domed menace. That's important because Alien Isolation was loved partially because it felt closer to Ridley Scott's original film than most later Alien games. Isolation 2 looks like it's trying to keep that same purity of fear. But the thing about Alien stories is that the creature is always the immediate threat, while the company is often the bigger picture villain. Weyland-Yutani is almost certainly still part of the danger here. In the first game, Amanda battled corporate greed, androids, secrecy, and corporate survival instincts as much as the xenomorph itself. In Isolation 2, we should absolutely expect the corporation to be more than just background decoration. Could there be other foes? Well, yeah, that's very possible. Hostile androids, desperate survivors, corporate security, scavengers, or other environmental threats would all fit naturally into this kind of game. But for now, the central premise is simple: a new protagonist, a deadly new setting, and an alien that can hunt you in more ways than ever. What can we expect from the gameplay? So we already know that there are outdoor and indoor aspects to the game, which only means that you'll have to employ different kinds of strategies. Developers have made it clear that the sequel will keep Isolation's survival horror vibe intact, and in fact, that aspect will remain the game's core. And that means it's safe to assume you won't be mowing down xenomorphs with giant weapons. Like the original, you'll likely do more running, hiding, distracting, improvising, and using your gadgets to the best of your abilities. We're also sure that the experience will be enhanced and upgraded this time around. The first Alien Isolation thrived on systemic tension. The alien wasn't just a scripted monster walking predetermined paths. It reacted, searched, and made the player nervous because it felt alive. For the sequel, Creative Assembly has talked about evolving what people loved about the first game rather than throwing it away. The outdoor sections could be a big gameplay change-up. In open areas, you might have to move through stormy terrain, use visibility and sound to your advantage, hide behind wreckage, sneak through industrial structures, and survive while the environment itself works against you. Rain and darkness could cover your movement, but they also make it harder to see what's hunting you. As for the indoor sections, expect a return to the kind of tension that made the original famous. Tight corridors, sealed doors, power systems, cramped hiding spots, vents, terminals, malfunctioning tech, and the constant fear of hearing something moving just above you. That was the language of Alien Isolation, and it would be strange if the sequel ignored it. The key difference is that Isolation 2 seems to be mixing those old fears with new exposure. In the first game, you often felt trapped because the station was closing in around you. In the sequel, you might feel trapped because even the outside world isn't safe. What did the creators say? Aside from press quotes, the devs have been dropping hints about their vision. Al Hope and the Creative Assembly team have been very clear that the original Alien movie is their guiding light, their master mold, their North Star, whatever you want to call it. The first game was already close to the 1979 film in look and feel, and the sequel appears to continue that same philosophy. Hope has also emphasized authenticity. That matters because Alien fans can smell fake franchise material from miles away. The right lighting, sound, pacing, creature behavior, production design, and corporate dread all matter in this universe. Alien isn't just a monster, it's a mood. Creative Assembly has also indicated that the sequel is being built with modern technology, including Unreal Engine 5, alongside custom technology to fine-tune the horror experience. That means better lighting, stronger audio, more detailed environments, and hopefully even more terrifying creature behavior. The team has also talked about expanding the experience without losing what made Isolation work. That's the sweet spot. Nobody wants Alien Isolation 2 to become a totally different game. Fans want the same dread, the same intelligence, the same vulnerability, but with new situations that make them feel unsafe all over again. The trailer's corporate atmosphere also suggests that Weyland-Yutani's role might be bigger than just setting the stage. The company angle could be a major part of the plot, whether through mission objectives, cover-ups, androids, hidden experiments, or decisions that put people in danger, and honestly, that would be very Alien. What's next for Amanda Ripley? Many are wondering if Amanda will be back in this game, but we gotta realize that this game isn't confirmed to be about her. Honestly, we really hope she comes back, but truth be told, it might not be in any major capacity. Blake appears to be the new playable protagonist, and Sega has clarified through preview coverage that the new protagonist is not Amanda Ripley. But that doesn't mean that Amanda's been erased. Her story is still the reason this sequel matters so much. The first game ended with her adrift in space, discovered by some unknown light. That mystery has been sitting in fans' heads for a decade. Even if Isolation 2 follows Blake, it could still answer what happened after Sevastopol, or at least acknowledge the consequences. In lore outside the games, Amanda appears in stories like Aliens Resistance and Aliens Rescue alongside Zula Hendricks. Those comics treat Alien Isolation as part of their continuity, but a new game could choose to follow that path, ignore parts of it, or simply tell a story that sits nearby without contradicting anything. The comics aren't official canon, and we shouldn't assume anything yet. It's possible that Amanda appears in a cameo, through a recording, as an NPC, or as part of an in-game twist. Low-key, I'm hoping Blake dies in the first third, and then Amanda's our girl for the rest of the game. It's also possible that the sequel uses the aftermath of Amanda's story without making her the central character at all, but one thing is clear: Creative Assembly knows exactly how much Amanda means to fans. They'd be taking a big, unnecessary risk if this game doesn't acknowledge her at all. What happened behind the scenes? From a production standpoint, Alien Isolation 2 has had a slow and careful journey. Creative Assembly has long desired a sequel. In fact, Al Hope has said that the team already had thoughts about a follow-up while the original game was still being made, but for years, nothing official happened. That changed in October 2024 when Creative Assembly confirmed that a sequel was in early development. At that point, we didn't have any detailed story reveals, a release date, and no gameplay breakdowns. It was more like a signal flare to fans saying, "Yes, we hear you." Then came the public reveal at Summer Game Fest 2026, where the game received its major trailer moment and early press attention. Even now, though, the release date is yet to be confirmed. However, we do know it's releasing on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the Nintendo Switch 2. Still, that said, we'd love to see a release date soon. Creative Assembly is using modern tools and custom technology to make the sequel feel right. This is encouraging because Alien Isolation wasn't just beloved because of its story, it was loved because of how it sounded, how it moved, how it lit a corridor, and how the alien's footsteps would make you freeze, as well as how every choice felt like it could get you killed. So yeah, the sequel has finally moved from fan dream to real project, but we should still be cautious with dates. Until Sega and Creative Assembly officially announce a release window, it's safe to say that Alien Isolation 2 has no confirmed release date. The game's place in the larger Alien mythos. The timing of Alien Isolation 2 is interesting because the Alien franchise is booming again. Cinematically, we got Alien Romulus in 2024. On TV, Alien Earth has also pushed the franchise into a new era with its second season moving forward, so the 2020s are basically a renaissance for the Alien franchise, and the developers would do well to remember that fans will cross-reference everything. There could even be a comic book miniseries around this game someday, who knows? As a franchise, Alien has always existed across media. There's been movies, comics, novels, games, and TV shows, but I don't really think we should expect Isolation 2 to become overloaded with direct references from every corner of the cinematic universe. I mean, this is the same universe, but Alien Isolation worked because it had its own focused identity. The first game felt like a spiritual continuation of the 1979 movie's horror language. It was about one creature, one desperate survivor, and a suffocating environment where every system was breaking down. If the sequel is smart, it'll keep that identity intact while expanding the canvas. How fans are reacting. Honestly, I don't think I can understate how big this is for longtime fans. A decade is a lifetime in gaming. People have been creating wish lists and theories since the minute the last game ended, and now that we have a reveal trailer and preview impressions, social media is abuzz with speculation. Will Stompy come back? Will Blake become a worthy new lead? Are we finally going to learn Amanda's fate? Is LV-921 connected to Sevastopol in some bigger way that we don't see yet? Will the alien be smarter than last time? Will the outdoor sections make the horror better or risk changing the formula too much? These are exactly the kind of questions that show how alive the fandom still is. Alien Isolation wasn't just another licensed game, it became the Alien game people kept recommending for years. So now that a sequel has finally popped up, expectations are naturally sky high. Of course, it's safe to say that people are very excited about the new game, especially those who played the first one and still remember the sound of that creature dropping from a vent behind you. Final thoughts. It seems that Alien Isolation 2 is shaping up to be a true sequel that continues the survival horror spirit of the first game rather than a cheap rehash or a random spin-off. The timeline is just months after the 2137 nightmare from the original game, and the new story appears to follow a new protagonist named Blake who becomes trapped on the stormy world of LV-921 and hunted by the alien. The setting is the industrial Kurosaki Station, and outside of it, on the violent, rain-soaked surface of the planet. That alone makes the sequel feel fresh. Sevastopol trapped us in metal corridors, but LV-921 may trap us under the open sky where even the storm feels like it wants us dead. Amanda Ripley's role is still unconfirmed, the release date is still unannounced, and a lot of the story is still under wraps, but Creative Assembly is back, the alien is back, and the original game's legacy is finally getting the follow-up fans have been waiting for. But that's all we got for you this time, guys. If you liked the video, please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. Those 2 small clicks from you will help us tremendously in bringing you more of these marvelous videos. And of course, we'll keep you up to date on all the Alien Isolation 2 news that comes across our desks. That said, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.